Karibu SolidWorks Tanzania. Ni matumaini yangu tumekuwa na vipindi poa sana vilivyopita, na huu ni mwendelezo wa vipindi vya AutoCAD. Ni matumaini yangu kila kitu kinaeleweka. Ni matumaini yangu umekuwa kufanya mazoezi na you're getting there, right? Okay, so just for a recap, tulimaliza kufanya drawing commands. So tuliangalia lines, tukaangalia how to load different types of lines like dashed line, different line weights, tukaangalia polylines, tukaangalia cycle, different kind of cycles, right? Tukaangalia arcs, lakini pia tuliangalia shortcut commands za hizo drawing commands, right? Tuliangalia rectangles, polygons, ellipse, pia tuliangalia hatching na ndo tulipoishia kwenye hatching. So today tunaenda kwenye modify command and we are going to start looking at move. So move command inafanya nini? So move command inakusaidia wewe kuhamisha a sketch from point A to point B. For example, let's say we draw a rectangle, let's say a rectangle like this. And then let's say we draw a cycle here from here to here. And maybe I want to move this cycle from here to here, right? So nitatumia move command. So nitakuja hapa nita click move, alafu nita click hapa itasema let me move this. All right. So hapa itasema please select object. So I have to select objects to move, and so I'll select this one, right? And then enter, and then specify the base point. So unaweza ukaimove kwa displacement, ukaipa distance kwamba move to, let's say 1 centimeter, whatever. Lakini I want to move from one point to another. So base point, this point. From here, then it says specify the second point. So unaona hii inalazimisha x and y movement kwa sababu ortho mode iko on hapo. So unaweza ukazima ortho mode ambayo ina restrict cursor yako iwe to vertically ama horizontal. So now it's free to move. So you can put it anywhere that you like. So I want to move it here. Right. So shortcut for move command is M. Yeah, shortcut ya move command, badala ya kuja hapo ukasema uka click move uka select object, unaweza ukasema to M enter manake move, select object, select this object, enter, and you can select more than one object, right? And let's say move from here, let's say to here. Lakini unaweza ukaanza vice versa, unaweza uka select object kwanza alafu ukasema M for move, enter. So kinachofuata hapo ni from this point to another point. Alright, so unaweza ka select more than one object. Kwa mfano unaweza ukasema move, ka select this one, ka select na this one, enter, alafu ka move a whole object from point A to point B. So you can select as many objects as possible. Right? So hiyo ni move command. Alright. So the next command here is copy. So copy inafanya tofauti kidogo na move. So copy manake unataka kuduplicate hizo items ambazo umezichora. So kwa mfano tunataka kuduplicate hii cycle, tuweke pia kwenye this corner and that corner and that corner. So what do I do? So I'll say click copy, click object to copy, enter, select this point to copy from here, let's say to here. You can copy as many as you want, to here and then to here, then escape. Right? So yeah, so hiyo nimetumia copy command, na hii copy command shortcut yake ni CO, enter. So CO, enter, hiyo ni shortcut command ya copy. So badala ya wewe escape, badala ya wewe kuja hapa manually na kuselect copy, kwamba copy alafu ka select object ukasema enter, ukaanza ku move from here maybe to here, let's say find the center here. So naona siipati center point hapa, center point. So unaweza kuja hapa kwenye object snap ni washe mid point, sababu ndo ambao sioni mid point. Then yeah, this is the mid point here, right? Escape. So unaweza ukaandika tu, ama unaweza kwanza kwa select object, I want to copy this cycle, then CO for copy, enter, then select the point to copy it from here, say to here, then escape. Yeah. So baada ya copy, another command here is a stretch command. So what does stretch command do? So the objects that are partially enclosed, they can be stretched. Okay, so what does it do? So click stretch. So what you do, unaweza click, let's say, boundary ya skate ya hiyo stretching. So boundary inakuwa ni kama rectangle, right? So tuseme from here, boundary point 1 there, point 2 here, enter, right? Base point to move maybe from here, then you can stretch it to as far as um oh, sorry. So one thing here, kwa sababu hii hapa nilivyo bound iliselect hizi cycle, so badala ya kustretch imemove, right? So let me do one thing here. Let me draw something like this, and then a cycle. Let's say a cycle from here to here. No, control Z. All right, let me say labda nataka ku stretch hii object from this point. So nitasema stretch, nitasema from here to here. Sorry. Oh, okay. Another thing, siwezi nika stretch hii kwa sababu ni one item. So there are some things we cannot stretch. Okay, so points to note. So you cannot stretch a cycle, all right? You cannot stretch a rectangle. You cannot stretch a polygon. You cannot stretch, I mean, a fully rectangle like this one. That selects like a single object. Lazima ziwe individual items. Unless otherwise, you can just move it. If you say stretch, it will move it instead of stretching it, right? So let's say Control A, delete button kwenye keyboard. Alafu, let me draw here manually a rectangle. So ortho mode. So let me draw here, here, and here. Alafu hapa, escape. So individual items like this, hii hapa sasa naweza nika stretch, right? So escape. So naweza click hapa stretch, niseme from here to here, enter. So, oh, it's actually moving, it's not stretching. Let me try it again. Okay, stretch, ikitusumbua tena okay, enter. Ikitusumbua tena, oh sorry, okay, let me see this one. Yeah, now it's working. Right now it's working. So umeona stretching. So unaona tunaweza tuka stretch, for example, say stretch afu sorry, here and here, enter, and then stretch, let's say from here to here. Oh sorry, Control Z, click stretch, tutafigure out too from here. Now stretch, base point here. Okay, so Control A, delete. Let me draw it again. Let's say rectangle like this one. Okay, like that. And then they click stretch and then select this one. Enter. Oh, it has to select this object as at one tech, right? Okay, let me say stretch again. Here, here. Oh, okay. I think we will get back to this. Let's not waste more time, but we'll see it later. So let's go to rotate. So you might want to turn around an object. Maybe you want to rotate it to a certain angle, let's say 90, 30, 45, etc. So you click rotate, then you select an object. Let's say select this object, all of this object. Yeah. Then enter. Then select, so base point your rotation. So from what point do you want to rotate this object? Maybe from this point or that point. So let's say this point, and then I can switch off the ortho mode, and you can rotate it manually. Lakini unaona hapa chini amesema specify angle of rotation, right? And you can copy the object, kwamba you want the object to remain, you're rotating a copy of it. So but in the meantime you can put an angle here. Na unajua angle huwa inakuwa counted counterclockwise. So if we put 45, it will go this way, minus 45, it will go this way, right? So you can place it manually though. So let's say here, so Control Z, let's move it by an angle. So click rotate, select an object, select all of this object, enter. This is the base point, and switch off ortho mode. So unaweza ingiza angle hapa 45, enter. So umeona imeenda 45 counterclockwise. Ningesema minus 45 ingeenda rotation ya hii object ingekuwa clockwise. Okay. So let me say rotate again. So select this object, this one, that one, that one, enter. Specify base point, this one, and then it says here, do you want to copy? If I click copy, that means the object that I'm rotating will be an independent object. We'll have the previous object and another object. All right. So let's say I rotate it by minus 60. You see, so clockwise negative minus 60, right? So you see the previous object is here. I've just rotated the copy of it. So that's the meaning of copy. So Control Z. So unaweza ukasema pia copy, unaweza ukasema copy kwa kutype ile ambayo ni kwenye command prompt ile ambayo ni bluish, enter, base point here. So you see this copy, say C for copy, R for reference. So if I say C, enter, manake I'm copying what I'm rotating, and then you can put it where you want it, either by the value of angle or manually like that. Yeah, right. Okay, so you can rotate again. Let's say this one, this one, this one, and this one, enter. Base point, let's say this one, and then say C for copy, and then you can place it where you want it to be. So let's say here. Okay. Yeah. So hii hapa kuipa, okay, hii hapa tunaweza tukaifanyaje? Tunaweza hata tukaipa gradient, let's say gradient, right? So let's say which gradient? Let's say this one, here, 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 here. Then say close. So you see? Okay. So shortcut for rotate is RO. RO is the shortcut command for rotate. Badala ya kuja hapa ku click rotate, unaweza kaandika tu RO kwenye keyboard yako afu kasema enter, itafuata kwamba select object to rotate. Okay? Okay. So the other modify command here is a mirror. So yeah, just like SolidWorks, mirror command na yenyewe inafanya reflection ya real object, na unajua object that are mirrored equal in size but in opposite direction, right? Okay, you need to have a center line as a mirror line. Okay, lakini sio lazima uwe na center line, unaweza ukaclick tu 2 points ambazo you want your mirror to lie. Okay, so click mirror, It says here select object. So let's say this object. All right. Enter. So first point here, second point, let's say here. So it says here erase the source object. Yes, no. If you say yes, it will erase the source object. It will erase this, it will keep this. But if you click enter, then no. Right? Yeah. So let's say we have a cycle here, right? And I want to mirror this cycle. So I'll just say, so unaweza ukaanza either unaweza ukaclick kwanza object, alafu ndo ukasema mirror, alafu ukasema to specify first point, let's say here. So you see how you align this mirror is how you will see the second object, right? Depending on the alignment of that mirror. If it's horizontal like this, you see the picture on the opposite like that. If it's at an angle like this, right? Let's say here, enter, right? So unaweza ukafanya mirror na ukafuta ile original object. Kwa mfano, um, let's say we draw something like this. Let's say ortho mode here, here, and then here. Skip. So tumesema the object that is mirrored is equal size but opposite direction. Kwa mfano tukiweka mirror hapa, hii itageukia the other side. So tukisema hapa mirror, select object, this object, and that object. Enter, click enter button. Then I want my mirror to be vertical. So from this point to this point, enter. So you see, the mirrored object is the same in size as the previous, the original object, but in opposite direction, right? Yeah. So nilikuwa nasema unaweza ukadelete the original item. So ukisema hapa mirror, ukiselect let's say umeselect this cycle, right? Enter. And let's say this is the first point, this is the, let me switch off the ortho mode ndio niwe free move this mirror. Second point, so unaona hapa erase the source object, unaweza ukaklik hapa yes, ama ukaklik hapa yes, ama ukaandika y for yes, uka enter. So let's say yes. So you see the original object is deleted here. Okay, right. Let's go forward. The other command here is a scale. So a scaling unajua inatumika either kukuza kitu ama kukipunguza kitu. So kukuza scaling unajua 1:1 manake is a real object size. So kwa mfano tuchore square, rectangle hapa. Tuchore square. So D for dimensions, tuseme length of the square is 5, and the width is also 5, right? So this is a square of 5 by 5, right? Then escape. Oh, sorry. Square, square, first point, D for dimension, x 5, y 5, then yeah. Oh, right. D for dimension, 5, enter, 5, enter, right? Okay, so you click by the side to keep it. You don't press escape button. Ukishaweka hizo dimension x and y, una press by the side of that object. Don't escape, don't press enter. Now, you see hii square ambayo nimeichora ina 5 by 5 millimeters, right? If I want it to be 10 by 10, that means the scale will be twice. That will be 2, right? 2:1, right? So, so 2:1, that means the object on the drawn object is twice the real object, right? So nimeikuza. Ukikuza kitu inamaanisha dimension yake umeidouble ama umeikuza kwa certain multiple. So let's say I want to scale this square twice. I want to make it twice larger, twice bigger. So what I'll say I'll say square scale. I'll select this square, enter, and I'll specify the base point. I want to scale it up from here, and then I'll say scale factor. At what factor do you want to scale this? Unaweza ukaifanya manually, as you can see here, by moving the cursor, right? Lakini unaweza ukaweka factor. Ukiweka 2, manake times 2. That means you want this object twice its original dimension, right? So ukisema 2, enter. So you see the square now is enlarged. Hata ukija kufanya dimension huku itakuwa ni um, hichi kipimo ni 10 by 10 badala ya 5 by 5, right? Again, um, the other thing here, kama tungetaka kuiscale down, kwa mfano tunataka kuiscale down hii, manake tutai times like kuscale down manake ni a factor less than 1. So let's say by half. So factor itakuwa 0.5. So ukiklik hapa scale, alafu click select object here, enter, specify base point here. So factor 0.5, enter. So you see it will be halved. So scale e size a square imerudi 5 by 5, right? Lakini pia unaweza ukascale na kucopy item kwamba I want to scale it but I want to keep it a copy. So how do you do that? Unasema scale, alafu una select object here, enter, base point here, alafu unaweza ukasema C for copy. C for copy. Ama unaweza ukaclick copy. So C, enter, C for copy, factor 2, enter. So you see this here is the original object ambayo ilikuwa ni 5 by 5, and this here is the scaled up square, which is now twice the size of the original one, so it's 10 by 10. Okay, after that we have from this arrow here we have trim and extend. So trim inatumika kukata excess lines, right, ama excess features, right? So let's say control A, delete everything here. Okay, so let's say I draw a rectangle like this, and then a cycle from here to here, and then enter again to repeat the command, a cycle again from here to here, escape. So I can say trim, so I can trim this one, I can trim this one, can trim this one, can trim this one, escape. So unaona trim inafanya kama ile trim ya kwenye SolidWorks, right? Hapo unaweza ukasema cycle, ukaongeza item, ukatafuta center from this edge, ukasema ikae hapa, enter, ikae hapa, alafu hii item hapa hii tukai mirror. So mirror this, enter, mirror center line here to here, enter. Alright, so nadhani umeona, lakini uwezi ukatrim. Mfano hapa ukisema trim, kikliki unaidelete kwa sababu hakuna edges, haiko bounded, right? So trimmed item lazima kuwe na bounds. Like kwa mfano hapa tukipiga line, tuseme tupige line kutoka hapa mpaka hapa, si ndio? Alafu tupige tena line kutoka hapa mpaka hapa, alafu enter, tupige tena line. Ukiescape kubonyeza enter, una repeat the previous command. Escape, enter again, previous command ilikuwa ni line. Hapa escape. So hapa naweza kusema trim, so trim this, trim this, trim this, trim that, trim that, trim that, trim that, trim that, trim that, escape. See? Yeah, so that's the powerful use of trimming. So okay, shortcut for scale, SC is a shortcut for scale. So you can click this, say this one, this one, this one, this one, enter, scale, base point, let's say center here, here, and then you can scale either up or down. Say twice, and scale factor nileka twice hapa. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. So Control Z ni ku undo a command, ama unaweza ukaipress hapa undo a command, right? Nilikuwa nasema Control Z ni keyboard. Okay. Shortcut for trim, TR, enter. So TR is for trim. So TR, enter, you start trimming, right? That's a shortcut for trimming. The other thing here is extend. So extension inamaanisha huenda labda umechora mistari ambayo haijafika kwenye edge na unataka kuunganisha. Kwa mfano, let's say we draw here, ortho mode. Say here, 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 right? Escape. Maybe I want this line to touch this edge. Badala ya kuja hapa kuchukua tena line kuiongeza from here to here to here. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Inalazimisha kusnap okay to here. Badala ya kuiendesha kuongeza hiyo line here manually there. Naweza delete. So naweza sema tu from here, naweza sema extend. So nikiklik hapa, mradi kuwe na edge hapa, pia naweza extend hii. Yeah. Right? Hata hapa naweza extend. Lakini hapa siwezi tena extend kwa sababu there is no margin ahead of it. Right? Hakuna, una extend it to where there must be a margin. Right? An edge. Okay? Kwa mfano hapa simuona hii imegoma extend. Nikiweka line hapa kama hivi, hapo nikisema extend itakubali. So here extend, so here itakubali. Na hapa hii haiwezi kubali kwa sababu extend it to where? Bounding edge. There is no boundary. Right? Yeah, so that's it about extend command. All right. So what the shortcut for extend? EX, enter. So extend shortcut EX is the shortcut for extend. So una type kwenye keyboard yako EX, una press enter, una select points ama lines to extend. Okay. All right. All right. What else here? We're going to fillet and chamfer and blend curves. Fillet, chamfer and blend curves. So kama kawaida fillet na chamfer zinatumika kuondoa sharp corners, right? So Control A, delete this. Acha nichore hapa just a random square. Dimension D for dimension, let's say 10 by 10. Okay. So hii square nataka kuondoa hizi sharp corners. So I can remove the sharp corner, sharp edges by fillet or chamfer. So here say fillet. So select, so it says select first object. So this is the first object, this is the second object. So select second object. Second object. Oh, sorry. Fillet. First object. R for radius. Radius 2. This one. Right? So shortcut command for fillet, F for fillet, F, enter, and then it says here select. So if you want to do fillet on multiple edges, kwa mfano nataka kufanya hapa na hapa na hapa na hapa, badala ya kurudia rudia, kwanza hapa naweza kusema M for multiple, M for multiple, nishasema multiple fillets, ama naweza click tu hapo multiple, R for radius, ama naweza click hapa radius, but naweza sema R for radius. Fillet radius, let's say 2, enter, and then select objects now. I can select here, I can select here. Unaona naendelea kufillet kwa sababu nilisema multiple fillets. Here, 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 then here. Kimaliza, skip. Right? So nitarudia tena. Let's say we have a square like this one. Nataka kufanya multiple fillets on those all 4 corners. So nita click hapa fillet. and then hapa nitasema naweza click hapa multiple fillets. I want to do multiple fillets, naweza click hapa I want to edit to tell the radius of the fillet, then to tell me what's the radius. Let's say 3, enter. Then now I can select the first object, this one, fillet this edge, this edge, sorry, this edge and this one, and then fillet, let's say this edge and this one. Escape. So you can fillet as many edges as you want, provided they have the same fillet radius, right? Now, that's one way of removing sharp corners. Another is chamfer. So click chamfer. So kama tunavyojua chamfer inaweza kuwa distance chamfer ama angle chamfer. Angle and distance, right? Ukisema angle ni 45 degree. Distance unaweza ukaipa equal distance. Let's say along x tano, along y tano, stuff like that. So we say, let's say start with distance chamfer. So click distance. It says here specify the first chamfer distance. Let's say 2, enter. Manake hiyo ni x distance. Second chamfer distance, let's say 2 again, enter. So nimeweka equal distance. If I want multiple, I'll click here multiple, right? I clicked multiple, and then I start selecting from here to here, and from here to here. So see, then if you're done, escape. So umeona hapo chamfer inaweza kuwa distance chamfer, nimeweka equal distance x. The first distance we enter is x and the second distance is y, right? So that means the first distance is from here to here. So first distance inakuwa ni hapa, here, right? Here to here. Hiyo ni first distance. Second distance inakuwa from here to here. I think you can see. So 5 by and you got 2 by 2, 2 by 2 chamfer distance, right? Okay, Rosie. Okay, so what about an angle chamfer? Okay, let me draw another semi-square here, like that. Click here, chamfer. Say angle. So specify the length of the first line. So kuna kuga na line na angle. So let's say 3, enter. Chamfer angle 45, enter. So inakuwa ni angle and distance, M for multiple, and then select 1, 2. Wow. So this angle here is 45, right? This angle here is 45. This distance here is 3, right? So inakuwa 1 distance against the angle. Let's say from here to here again, right? And then say escape. Okay, so chamfer inaweza kuwa ni distance chamfer ama angle distance chamfer. So you give it a distance, inakuwa sana sana x distance and then an angle, which is 45 more often. Shortcuts for chamfer. CHA, enter. So CHA is the shortcut for chamfer, right? So if you have an item like this to chamfer, so you say CHA from your keyboard, enter, and then you say let's say angle. So it say distance, let's say 3 for distance, angle, let's say 45, enter. M for multiple, or click here, just type M, enter, or you can click it there, and then you select your edges like this one and this one and this one and this one, then escape, right? That's it about chamfer. So the other thing here is a blend curves. Easy blend curves ni kama you have two lines at a distance, unaweza ukazijoin by a curve, right? So for example, let's say control A, delete. So for example, let's draw a line. So let's say ortho mode here. So let's say first line here, and second line, let's say from here to here. So ukisema blend curve, so if I want to join these two lines by a smooth curve ambayo iko tangential to all these two lines, nakuja hapa tu nasema blend curves, na select this line and that line, right? So nimeshapata hapa smooth curve, lakini unaweza ukai click hii curve na ukaifanya more smoother. Click this curve and then you can adjust it, right? You can adjust it like that. Let's say here, and you can adjust this to, let's say here, and then escape. You see? Yeah, so that's a blend curve command, a modification command, right? Mhm. Okay, control A. Okay, just leave it. So the other thing here is array. So there's a rectangular array, path array, and the polar array. But I think we have learned quite enough. So tunaweza tukacha the rest of the modification command from array, arrays, or explode and offset for the next lesson. So tutafanya next lesson the rest of the modification commands and then some annotation commands too. So let me try again the extension command. I mean the stretching command. If it doesn't work out, we will see it in the next next session. Okay, let's see. Uh, um. Okay. Stretch. Okay. Let me try to select this first. Say stretch. Oh, it's actually moving. Um. Let me try. I cannot stretch that. Um. Yeah. Now that one is working. From here, you see, you can stretch it anyhow. Like ukizima auto mode hapa, unaweza ukaistretch hiyo anyhow, right? Like this. Inakuwa kama ni elastic figure. See? So you can put like that. Yeah. So that's a stretch. Um so sometimes inatakiwa select like that. Right? And you select like that and then enter, then you can stretch it anyhow, backward, forward, stretch it as much as you want. Let's say here, and let me delete this, delete that. Let's say stretch, enter, and you can stretch it from here, let's say to here or to there, any way you see fit, or this way or that way, anyhow you see fit. Unaweza ukazima auto mode, stretch it anyhow, right? Yeah, I think principal stretching unatakiwa anza kuclick from down up, down up, right? Ndo unaweza ukai stretch. Yeah. Okay, so let's say you have a feature like this. Um, let's say auto mode. So here, 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 then here. Alafu, let's say here and here. Say trim. Sorry, trim. Let's say trim here, trim here. Then you can say stretch, just like this one. Yes, enter, and then stretch it from here maybe to here. So you see, we can say stretch, let's say from here to here, enter. You can stretch, let's say from this point to here. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope that You are learning, you are understanding all the things here. Yeah, so keep moving forward. You are in the right direction, and I will see you in the next lesson. Ciao.